So in today's video, we are going to talk about some of the biggest mistakes we've seen in SOPs. Now, forgive me if this seems like a little bit of a rant, and also please forgive me if I seem a little mean, because my mind is kind of messed up with some of the nonsense I've read in some of these documents. Here are some critical mistakes you have to avoid in your SOPs, and these are very, very common. So stay tuned. So I'm starting this off by actually going through an SOP on my phone, and of course perhaps through a split screen or whatever the editor conjures up, you can see that as well. So SOP is starting with a quote, and that is my biggest gripe. Starting with a quote. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. This is the motto by which I've lived my life and forms the motivation for my future goals. Who are you trying to motivate? Who are you trying to impress? Please understand that admissions committees are people too. They read thousands of documents, and at points they get very irritable reading this as well. Do you honestly feel that a quote or some motto drives your life? What motto drives anyone anymore? Please be pragmatic. Don't start with these nonsensical quotes. You're not impressing or motivating anyone. It's cringeworthy, and admissions committees see through that. Another very surprising part about a lot of SOPs that we see, which are not edited and not approved by a good SOP editing team or Gradvine, of course, is that there is no purpose in the statement of purpose. There is no goal. The only thing that is said repeatedly by the student is that I'm greatly motivated to pursue the degree at your university. I'm very excited to join there, and this is my goal. Guys, going to university is not the goal or the purpose in the statement of purpose. Attending university is only a step towards your short-term goal and perhaps a long-term goal as well. There are too many documents which do not have very clear and technically correct goals in there, and if you don't have that, no matter how beautifully you write everything else, it does not matter. Please make your goals clear. Stop with the quotes. It's very, very annoying. So as I'm going through this document, this seems like less of a statement of purpose and more like an autobiography. Admissions committees are not interested in what you've been doing from childhood. Please don't write things like I gained an interest in mechanical engineering when I was dismantling the mixie grinder in my house and all of that stuff. You are already an engineer. That's all they care about. Don't write about your motivation to get into engineering, because what you've done during engineering and after is what matters. Don't write about childish things like this and about your childhood motivations. Also, don't dump every single project and internship that you've done. Remember the purpose and the goal I was speaking about, which is not in the first draft. After you include that goal, make sure you write only about internships, projects, or activities that are in line with your goal. Don't dump all your volunteering activities. Don't write about some web development exercise that you did when you're applying for an ML or an AI degree. Please write only about projects and internships that are in line with a very technically correct and on-point long-term goal. Otherwise, if you're just going to dump everything you've done, admissions committees are not going to read it with any level of interest. So as I'm continuing to read these clumps of text with technical jargon, I come to the point of the projects you're mentioning also, right? So if you're mentioning the projects that are relevant, well and good, but how you convey them is very, very important. Please don't go into technical jargon and detailed explanations of every single step that you took while you're executing a project or all the stuff you did during an internship. These activities have to be documented in the STAR format, the STAR format. If you don't know what the STAR format is, then you can comment below and then we'll tell you what the expansion is. But you have to structure your projects briefly and in a chronological manner with a particular format, so that it is very easy for the admissions committee to not only understand the work you did, but the impact of your work and what it means once again in relation to your goals.
So much negativity in this video, right? Well, it's also our responsibility to tell you what a good SOP must contain. If you want to understand the three critical elements of a good SOP that have helped 98% of Gradvine students make it to a top 50 university for their program, you should join us for the SOP masterclass that I will be hosting on the 25th of August. You can sign up for this webinar using the link in the description for absolutely free.
Alright, we continue along this journey of reading through this SOP, and here is a line. I am gregarious and I communicate eloquently, which helped me be a vital part of my university's culture. Now, ask yourself honestly, I know you prepared for the GRE and you learned a lot of words, but how many times do you describe yourself to your friends as gregarious? Do you even know what that means, right? Please leave your GRE vocabulary out of it. You're not impressing anyone by writing these words. In fact, it's going to irritate somebody who wants a simple document about your goals, the journey towards your goals, and how the university is going to help them. You using big words is only going to damage you, because a lot of times these words are not used in the right context, and even if used in the right context, they don't make a difference. Simply picking 4 courses and 3 professors and telling them they're great is not going to help you in any case, because you're not going to impress them or butter them into giving you a seat, right? You have to convince them that the education is going to be useful for you. As I come to the final part of this painful exercise, that is going through the statement of purpose, we come to the last paragraph, and I'm thankful for that. But again, what are things that are said? I am interested in your university because of the advanced academic curriculum offering a wide range of courses such as data mining, topics in natural language mining, and a whole bunch of other stuff which I don't want to go through. The last paragraph only talks about how great and how good the university is. Admissions committees don't need you to tell them that they're good or they're great. They know the university is good and that the offerings are good. What do you wish to learn from the university? How does this coursework help you gain skills that are relevant to your goal? And how do you intend to contribute to the university through your past work? This needs to be specific to you. So guys, I hope you didn't take this negatively. Again, this was only in your own interest, because we see so many students coming and tell us that I have a good SOP simply because it's been put through Grammarly and it's grammatically correct, and maybe the English is decent. This is not what SOPs are meant to be. They need to have very specific technical elements. That's the only reason why I'm pointing out these flaws, so that you understand what is important. Now, if you want to understand how an SOP can be edited very well, you can schedule a free consultation call with our team on www.gradvine.com or using the link in the description. Additionally, we have these pragmatic discussions every single day on our WhatsApp communities. The links to every single group, including the Fall 25, Spring 25, MS and CS, MEM, MISBA, you name it, every single subject group is available, and you can join using the links in the description. Of course, if you found this content useful and maybe a little funny, please like, share, and subscribe.